YouTube. You know who it is. It's Bad Wolf. It's that time. So, all right, you're obviously logging in because you guys want to know about angels. I'll probably do some more of these in the future, but I'll definitely give you some my top, pretty much the top three things. So, are angels real? Where do they come from? What are they, etc., etc.? Now, I don't have all the answers, so I can only tell you what I've actually personally experienced and, the truth, at least as far as I've been able to go down the rabbit hole, if you will. So, are they real? Now, things in like the Bible, I guess, they talk about angels, and which actually, ange, or ange, it basically means messenger. El means God. Just like the name Michael or Raphael, those were their names. That means of God. And then there also were the beings who were the Elohim, God's, I guess, elect, chosen ones. Some say the first powerful beings that came before the angels even. I believe from the seniority of it being like El first, and then the name represents their higher status, and then you have angels, and then seraphim, and whatever else from there. So, for me, growing up with a multicultural background, we did go to church. Some of our family members went to church, others didn't, and each one's kind of went to different things. But anyway, so I never really knew what to believe. And so my first actual encounter with an angel or an angelic being was probably when I was around 5, maybe 6 years old. And what happened was my sister at the time was going through a lot of stress in her life, and she was praying every day to God, and she was a very big God-fearing person, especially at that time. And she was in a bad mind state where she was, contemplating suicide and, things of that nature, not sure what to do with her life, whatever else. And she had just gotten pregnant. And so all this stuff was kind of crashing down on her. And, I remember praying with her as a kid, just because that was something that she did. And I felt, well, if this is what she needs to do to feel better, then, hey, I'll support it. And, I don't know, maybe I don't even know if it was a month, but sometime after that, probably like a week, 2 weeks maybe, I was sleeping in another room down the hall, so I could see her door from where I was sleeping. And in the middle of the night, I felt this warm glow of energy. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. It's kind of like if sleeping in a cold room and then all of a sudden, like, it got hot, but like a comfortable hot, like, yeah, I'm on a vacation. Like, this feels good, right? So as I wake up, it's almost like the energy vibrated, it resonated with me or something on some level. I opened my eyes to see a being dressed with like a long white flowing, very beautiful garb, like I don't want to say like a muumuu, but like one sheet, like kind of like a Roman or a Greek, and it was the most beautiful, perfect looking garment of what I believe was clothing that I've ever seen. And it looked like looking at snow on a really, really bright day, where you can see like the reds, the blues, the greens, the purples, but it's still white, but it's so shiny and perfect, like diamonds, microscopic diamonds everywhere. And I rubbed my eyes and think, oh, I must be dreaming. And then I noticed something weird, is there was no shadows in our hallway. And what's weird, because we have one light in our hallway in my mom's old house on 84th, and I'm used to seeing the shadows, because there's no such thing as perfect shadows. Light doesn't bend around corners, but this light was bending around corners perfectly. There was no shadows anywhere in there, and I've lived in that house for the majority of my life at that time, and I'm used to what every aspect of it looked like. So that was the next thing that was weird. As I go to look up, this person had I don't want to say thick, but straight hair, but it was like thicker, and the person wasn't white, wasn't black, like a perfect, maybe a little bit lighter than maybe my shade, something like that. And so I thought that was weird. And as I go to say, "Hey, who are you?" I could hear a voice in my head, and the being looked over its right shoulder and said, "Everything's going to be fine. We're here to look after your sister. Go back to sleep." And even as a kid, my first thought was like, kind of like everything was comforting, but at the same time, I'm just looking out for my family. So I'm like, I started to say, "Well, who are you?" And like, I don't trust you. I'm gonna scream, "Wake up, everybody! This ain't something right here." Even though it felt right, it's just like a weird place to be for a kid. Somebody in your house, you've never seen, your family, like, "Oh, angels are real. And if you ever see them, they'll have a halo over their head and these big, huge wings." Well, this man didn't have a halo over head or big, huge wings. And so as I went to say that, whatever he did, his thoughts it instantly knocked me out. I was like, "Hey, and that was pretty much it. So I woke up the next day, petrified, scared, didn't know what happened. So I ended up asking my sister, "Was everything okay, last night?" And blah, blah. And she didn't say anything. So she never knew. So I never told her about it, never told anybody for years. Eventually I told her, and this is the first time I'm telling, people in public about it. Sometimes, you have to put these things out there for people to either believe or not to believe. That's up to you. All I can tell you is you'll never catch a lie from me because I don't believe in it. I might tell you something from my perspective, and that's usually going to be a good chunk of the truth with the fact that, like, I did some research on it, but I don't believe in that lying or hiding kind of stuff or whatever. So that was the first time. And who was it exactly? It was an angel. I think it was Jesus. If it was, he wasn't white like they try to portray him, which I already knew anyway. I mean, white people were called Gentiles, and Jesus was a Jew, and even Jews today aren't actually white. But color doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't really matter what color Jesus is. So it's not a biggie, but that was what happened with me. The next time, I met this lady out when I was a kid on my bike, and we were just goofing off and doing stuff and whatever else. And I felt like somebody was watching me. So I turn around, and this lady is like, "How are you, James?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm good, This is a kid. I was always very polite, so I just, blah, blah. And I said, "How about you?" And she's like, "Oh, just doing good, blah, 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 this and that." And I didn't think much of it, so I rode my bike on and whatever. And we had a very safe neighborhood back in the old days. Today, I don't know about, well, here's not bad, but where I used to live, even in general, the world's just not the same. So anyway, it wasn't until I got down the road about a block, and I was like, "Wait a minute, how did she know my name?" So I was like, okay, that was a little weird. But as a kid, I didn't chalk it up to too much other than maybe I had met her before, she knew my mom or something. Okay. Sorry, busy day for planes today. Third time that was obvious, but not exactly in the moment, was similar to that one. So I'm at the grocery store. I'm grown now, and I'm like 18, 19 or something like that. And I'm in line, and in this particular grocery store, you can see left and right doors. And, so if you're standing in this particular line, you can see anybody coming in or anybody going out, and you're facing the actual store. So you can see anybody walking into the store, all right? Or walking around or walking, so there's no basic way that they can move from without you seeing them, okay? Unless you're like blind or impaired or something. And I'm not, and it wasn't then. So, I'm sitting in line, I'm cashing a check or doing something like that, and this guy behind me, I get this warm feeling again, and I'm like, it's weird. So I kind of turn around and, kind of lean forward to cover my information. I was like, well, I don't want nobody to see my, routing numbers info. And this guy behind me standing, just standing there quietly, nice older gentleman, very, just, chill. And I kind of looked over my shoulder. And I was like, hey, how's it going? And because he was just standing really close. He's like, oh, yeah. And the lady's in front, and she's like, oh, next. So I finally get up to the window, and I'm filling out the rest of my information. He takes a step forward, and he's like, so how have you been? And I was like, that's kind of weird to ask, but I was like, yeah, I've been pretty good. Any day above ground is a good day. And he's like, yeah, starts laughing a little bit, and he's like, that's kind of like what I say. And, it's like, okay. And he's like, well, he's like, James, everything been going on, everything good with you, And I was like, yeah, I was like, everything's pretty well. And mind you, I'm filling out my, bank receipts and all that stuff, signing the checks. So I'm not paying full attention. I know it's easy for you guys to, listening to the story, say, oh, that might have been an angel or something. And then I'm thinking, okay, I'm just not, you'd think, yes, even after all these years, like, it's still like today, I would probably recognize it right away, And that's probably why they haven't shown themselves, because they're like, oh, now he's going to know who we are. He's onto the game, or whatever. And as far as why they check in on me or whatever else, I don't know. But I do thank you at Guardian Angels, my aunts, uncles, father, mother, family, friends, animal totems, all of you or whoever, what else that apparently watch over me and keep an eye on me, But anyway, so I'm sitting there in line. And mind you, the entire time I have all my information covered. So there's no way this person could see my name or my information. And he's like, so how's the old neighborhood, And now I'm starting to kind of wake up a little bit. I'm like, okay, these are kind of getting to be, a little more than, regular questions. But I'm thinking it's just a harmless old man. So I'm not really like, oh my God, I'm scared, And then I was like, oh, everything is good. It's like, Mom still lives there, this and that, blah, everyone's good. And as I'm finishing writing up the check and I give her the lady and she's handing me my money, she's counting it. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, you know what? He just asked way too many questions. Maybe he lives in the old neighborhood. So as I turn around, he's gone. Gone. Now, mind you, you can see somebody walking over to your left. You can walk to the right. So I look left, look right. Nowhere to be seen. I look at the lady and I said, hey, where'd that guy go that was in line behind me? She's like, he's still... And she does the same thing, because with your peripheral vision, you can see everybody. And we were the only ones like in the store. This person did not walk left, did not walk right, did not go into the store. I can literally see every direction. This person disappeared. And at first I thought, well, maybe it was me. But when I asked the lady behind the counter who's judging the people in line and she's getting ready for the next person, she goes, no, he's right. Looks this way, it's empty. Looks this way, it's empty. Looks over her shoulder, which is where you go into the store. She's like, he was right there. I was like, so it wasn't just me, right? And she's like, no. She's like, that was really weird, because he was standing in line to be next for whatever he wanted to do, but he was gone. She's seen him. I seen him. So that was the third crazy thing that happened to me, as far as, like, for sure, angel stuff, at least that I can remember. I've had a lot of crazy things happen in my life. So are they real? Was that one? I'd have to say, yeah. Do they actually wear the halos and have the wings? Maybe they do in heaven in their natural form. But whatever the beings were that I seen, they weren't ghosts. And these things did happen. And I put that on myself and on everything I love to be factual. And I don't know, I just felt like, I guess it was time to share this story with people. Maybe this will give somebody out there some hope or some faith or whatever else. But anyway, that's really it. I wish I could go into more stuff. I don't have anything, off the top of my head. But yeah, that's that. So, all right, thanks for listening. Sorry this went on for a little longer than I expected. But hey, good stuff, That's about it. Keep the faith. So... Bad Wolf over and out. Don't forget to hit that bell, like, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, thanks for listening.